Welcome back to the most professional StarCraft 2 with the rank 1 Terran player in the world in the blue. It's Clem, facing off against arguably the best Protoss out there. In the red, we have Hero, a best of 5 Terran versus Protoss Grand Finals, where Clem's pixel per... You just lose a SCV to a probe. Where Clem's pixel perfect-ish Terran tactics will go up against Hero's sometimes cringeworthy yet oftentimes inspirational Protoss strategies. And hopefully you don't mind my sometimes cringeworthy yet oftentimes inspirational strategy to beg you to smash that like button and maybe even subscribe. And Jimmy, quickly, he's on a killing spree. He's gonna get the UAV at a 1,585 likes on this video, on this surprisingly dramatic cast. And I'll cast another one, and I'll probably do it anyways, because I don't know what else I'd do with my life. But thank you for watching. Hopefully you've had a good day so far, and hopefully it's about to get a bit better than Clem in game number 1, where the killer probe got in, killed an SCV, killed most of another. The Reaper chased it down, but he already recalled out. He got away with murder. So, Hero with Clem's number and then some. And the Reaper tried to come in. Of course, the Adept is already on the high ground, waiting for it. He's going to come back around, but the Adept waiting there as well. I wonder if he heard the Adept shade, or if he's just anticipating it. Either way, Hero clearly... When so far the most dangerous unit in the game is a probe, well, Clem clearly going to have some problems as time goes on. And he might be used to dealing with Max Packs, who... The biggest downside for Max Packs is he's a sane person who does strategies that make sense. Despite the fact that the first strategy that he was known for was kind of a crazy proxy Rex or proxy gate, but it made sense. Hero, on the other hand, has made a lot of sense in StarCraft 2, though much of the time without actually making any common sense when it comes to his builds. So, Oracle first. Out of the Stargate after the probe, and then the Adept follow-up. Meanwhile, Clem trying to get in, but hasn't actually managed to find any info. Well, he knows there's an expansion. And he's assuming that Hero's building more things back at home. There is a Whittle Mine as well, which pretty good for hedging your bets. Freeze frame on that one. But so far... Whittle Mine drop is headed out. Stasis on the top of the ramp. He energy recharged the Oracle, so plenty of energy to do whatever shenanigans he's interested in, which I don't think I need to speculate on that. Meanwhile, Medevac headed in towards the main. There's a Reaper Hellion ready. The wall off, already a Twilight Council part of it, with Blink in production, shades back the Adepts. The Oracle, there's a Whittle Mine involved. It will drop out and burrow immediately, but I think... Oh, and with the revelation of the extra energy, you might have the damage, but the Marines are enough. The Stasis stopped the Reaper Hellion. And, well, Hero kind of just cleaning this up right now. There is... No, I'm always kind of questioning why you would wall off like this, because it feels like it gets exploited against you more than it helps. But so far, well, lights up the Oracle. Oracle can't quite turn its pretentious nose in time to kill both the Reaper and the Hellion. But now, a Phoenix is on the way. I'm surprised he didn't have it a little earlier, but Clem actually isn't out of the woods yet. In fact, he's right over them. And right over the base, comes back in for another pass. Blink is on the way, but Hero calling his bluff. Does have a Phoenix coming out, and you can't recall. Yeah, he's bringing the Oracle to make sure these Marines are taking that weight. Well, okay. If he lifts one Marine, well, okay. Here we are. Hero is taking a third. He has a few more workers. He's got a few Adepts mixed in there for extra flavor. Not that that would really be relevant for Protoss, as obviously they don't have mouths. But a very standard Hero build, and by that I mean we've kind of got the idea of Blink and Stargate, and wow, so close to actually completing that. Banshee Cloak is completed, and it's gonna work. Well, it's gonna work for a few moments. Stalker taken out. A Hellion at the watchtower tags the Banshee, will take it out, but just kind of sits there, right-clicks down 5 probes, and Clem takes a 3-worker lead. Another Banshee up to the north side. Oracle going to be heading out to try to tag it. I don't think it's going to get it in time. Hero, he can get high ground vision from the Adept Shades as well. Threatening to jump right on top of things. So Hero right now does not really have an army that can fight what Clem has, which means he's very likely going to try anyways. So, the Adepts get into the main. He's hiding that second tank. It will be spotted now. The Stalker's just going for it at the natural. Doesn't care. Blunks right in. Goes for the Cyclone. Takes a lot on the chin. But overall, well, the Adepts are still finding some damage in the main. The Stasis at the back. The Banshee recloaks for a few more seconds, which will actually save it. And... was that good? I can't. He lost 4 Stalkers and 3 Adepts. But he's able to kill off a tank. He keeps Clem bottled up. He has 3. He has 3 Nexi behind this, remember. That's very important in this sort of scenario. If you can keep Clem busy without losing all of your Stalkers, you're still in a very good spot to deny the Terran from moving out until they at least get the triple threat and some medevacs. The stim, the combat shield, the +1, and Clem... still about 30 seconds out. He has to anticipate. He has to anticipate that stasis. Yes, he does. Sends a sacrificial Marine out. Not really sacrificial. Looks like everyone else might be sacrificed while he remains behind. Feeling a little lucky right now, but Robo Bay is on the way. Clem, with more supply, though. He's built up a healthy helping of Terran bio and a couple tanks as well. 3rd command center will be landing, but Hero does have a base of his own. So, with that 3rd base in... What am I watching? A medevac was with this 1 Marine, comes back to the main army. 4th base will be spotted. The Stalker stalks said Marine. There's a Biote out there. Oh, 2 of them. You can't stasis critters, but I wouldn't pass... So wait, if the stasis triggers, do the critters get stuck in it? I want to say yes. Even if it's not true, I like the idea of yes. So we're going to go with that. There goes the Oracle. Revelation not going to save the day. Yep, those are Terran units. He does have a spot on those Widowmons for a few seconds longer. Colossus on the field. No thermal lance. +1 attack still pretty far out. Quite a mediocre angle, but the sheer amount of Zealots piling in might be enough to turn it around for now. Clem drives back. Driven back. Take your pick. Stalkers chase down the Banshee, knock it out of the sky. Clem actually still has the worker lead, as the Banshees seem to keep slipping by at the least opportune times. There's an observer in a very key location. I think he caught a glimpse. Just a split-second glimpse of those medevacs, but that's enough. Hero moving the Stalkers into position. Clem going directly for the main base. And now this is where things get dicey. There is not enough energy for a recall into the main. The majority of the army is at the 4th base. Widowmine will be the first thing to drop out, will burrow down. Actually, well, he unburrows it because it's going to help more. Hero against Clem. Driving back the army. Colossus and some Zealots. Widowmines will be tanked. Not too much damage being dealt thus far. Blanks out of the mine. Colossus helping out a lot. Doesn't need thermal lance in this position. A single pylon depowering a significant chunk of the production, as that pseudo wall off in the main not doing the greatest job of helping Hero out. But the Colossus, he didn't Reaper wall, which means his Colossus can step down the Reaper cliff, more like the Colossus pedestal, as moves down towards the 3rd base with ease. And that means Hero can kind of reposition to defend against the drops and the main attack relatively quickly, which if he had gone for a Reaper wall, he wouldn't be able to do. So here comes Clem. A couple Vikings overhead. There's actually no anti-air to deal with it. Some Stalkers trundling down now. Medevac's nearly out of energy. Gateway nearly taken out. A few Zealots counter-attacking simultaneously. 1-1 upgrades in favor of Clem over Hero. The Zealots on top of the bunker at the 3rd. More Zealots try to come in the other side, but the reinforcements will cut them off. Widowmine, stasis wards, observers all over the map. Various forms of danger when it comes to cloaked spotters. But the midfield is... Ooh. The drop 100% spotted by that observer. And scans. These stalkers on the low ground, though. He thought he could come to the side. The stalkers will actually take out the medevacs, but maybe butting off more than he can, of course, metaphorically chew. Meanwhile, the main army coming towards the north side. Zealots streaming in. Force fields at the back. Widowmines hit both sides. Recharges the sentries. You're locked in here with me. Now, of course, now the Zealots have to wait until the force fields time out in order to do anything more, but it's really more the idea. Vikings firing over the top. Stalkers coming in. Might be able to take down one of the medevacs with all hands. Big win for Hero to kill the momentum of these drops. Another Widow Mine will slam directly into the Stalkers. But Hero has been working off 69 workers and 4 bases, which gives him a nice economy. Going into not even really the mid-game, but as we work our way to 200 supply. It's been a hectic experience. Hero, with his obligatory warp prism loss, will get taken down with absolutely no effect. I guess maybe they'll run out of ammo. Hero expanding to the top left and the bottom right. The probes! The killer probes! Is it enough? No, get up! What a kill steal. Oh my. I choose to believe that was the same probe from earlier. I mean, statistically it's not, but the idea's there. Are probes a hive mind? Can they feel pain? I hope so. Moving on. Clem has established his 4th base. +2 attack is done, +2 armor right behind. +2 ship weapons on the way, and +2 turrets in production. I was looking for something I could add on to that whole streak of things, but +2 likes and subscribes. Too late. I know. Hero splitting the difference. A second warp prism out in front of everything. EMP gonna take down the oh wait, saves the Colossus and then lose the Colossus and the prism. But wait, there's more. Another army from the north side. Clem is committed over to the top left corner. He's trying to pick up and get out. The observer spotting for all this. Honestly, Hero right now playing like a Zerg. He's going to give up the top left base in order to drive directly down the center. He skips the planetary besides the one Colossus who's very interested in attacking that sensor tower. And now Hero's going into, we're going to call it a base trade, though so far he hasn't traded any bases from Clem. He loses his Colossi, but the Zealots will be recalled back. Some of the remaining army starting to work on the SCVs on the 3rd base. Couple more out. Slammed by the Widow Mines. Vikings. There's now 8 Vikings. 1 Colossus still left. Eviscerate some more Marauders. The drops trying to drag Hero back, successfully doing so. Recall very much on cooldown. Hero's taking that 5th base to the south side. +3 attack is still pretty far off for Hero as this attack comes bearing down at the 9 o'clock. Colossus gets a single swipe and then gets knocked down by the Viking. Stalkers blink to the side. Charge lots. Charge it. As they do. Meanwhile, the stutter step continues, but there's really not that many units here. The double drop into the main. Widowmine kills like 5 of the Zealots. 6 kills. Almost snipes off +2 armor, which would have been a huge pick-off for Clem at this stage of the game. But here comes Hero. The aggression will continue until morale improves, one way or another. And the Immortal Charge Lot Arc... Well, I'm sorry, it was reflex to say Archon, but no Archons involved, no Templar whatsoever. Just a few Immortals mixed in. Hero gonna get another... Did he lose his Robo Bay at some point? He did. Clem sniped the Robo Bay. He's going to rebuild it. Now stuck in the Canyon of Death. Between the double rocks in the center. Though wouldn't be surprised if one or the other decides to take him down. Probably Hero, but... Medevac's nearly out of energy. Liberator's trickling out. Hero still... the fact that he's staying right on the edge of the army. The aggressive that's so many Zealots. He's got like 20 Zealots heading up north. Hero about to give up his 5th base. Just... Once again, just driving right by. Clem preemptively lifts his orbital command, which is hilarious. Meanwhile, reinforcements on the high ground. Zealotlings just streaming in everywhere. Force fields to zone things out. And Hero Well, he needs to hold the line. He's killed 18 SCVs. The force fields are, well, living up to their name for the most part. Another huge wave of Zealots warped in, but it canceled. He can re-warp them in. But a lot of delay there as Hero going to be losing more and more units, but the medevacs are entirely out of energy. Hero with a slight upgrade advantage while Clem's still working on 3-3. 19 SCVs dead. Hero's taking the top left corner. The one Marine has taken offense to it. The medevacs are unable to heal the Marines and Marauders between all their stims and the efforts of the Protoss. Most of them back up to full, but he's very heavily taxed when it comes to the starport. Clem now finishing his 3-3 upgrades, and that's going to make Hero's life very different. What disruptors? Hello. Fires a shot, looks for the curveball, splits the blue sea. Another shot comes up short. And Clem is closing in. Hero all over the place all game, but when he needed to pull it together, it seems like it wasn't quite enough. Clem looking almost, his gabbers were flasted there. But at the end of the day, the bio ball comes rolling in. The probes, one last taste. But game one goes to Clem, who survives the mental and physical onslaught that Clem brings to the table. Or Hero, rather. I'm sorry, I've already lost it. But now we're going into another one of our community maps. From Arrowhome to Hellscape. Things getting even more fun. Game one goes to Clem, though it felt like Hero all the time. That game was both lost by Hero. Well, Clem wins because Hero lost. That is how I'll describe it. It sounds more profound than it is. But Hero putting the effort in there, one way and another. As we shoot right into game two. This is from the Monday Night Weeklies put on by TKL. As well, every week. The French organization, so Clem with a bit of a home field advantage on that one. Of course, we're playing online, but still. A little more embarrassing if your biggest fans watch you lose. And Hero being a solid 10 years older than Clem. But, you know, sometimes you gotta work smarter and not harder. Not that Hero does that. Hero, it's more like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're gonna get. So, Hero's Forrest Gumpy and Protoss style. But it gets so close to, even when it doesn't work, it looks like it could, even though it shouldn't. From the early blink directly into siege tanks to sending out a counterattack of half your army supply of zealots to base trading and not getting a base, yet somehow still being in the game. It's that killer instinct of Protoss that is infuriate. Well, the Protoss on the ladder, there's a difference. The Protoss on the ladder just don't know what they're doing. They're going to pretend they're Hero or Max Pax, but they just don't know. It's an art not knowing exactly where the battle's going to end up, like Hero does. Like it's all Protoss, pretty much, throughout StarCraft 2. There are some exceptions, but by and large, all Protoss players. MC, SOS, Zest are the three big parting. I'm sure I could. Has is kind of also in the conversation, but not really. But also we have to mention him, obligatory, though not. I digress yet again. But these are the Protoss players who've had almost an outsized level of success and are not known so much for, like, their solid macro play, but instead their killer instinct and their ability to turn a game from an almost certain loss to a victory in the... Just imagine I snapped dramatically there. Yeah. Blink of a stalker. And speaking of, a Twilight Council on the way, a starport. Clem doing a Hellion drop rush. An old build, but it checks out. He's going to turn Hellscape into Hellionscape. And we'll see if Hero can escape with his probe's lives. Hell, it's about time to stop. Reactored Hellions for Clem. Just blink Robo for Hero. The bear. Are you gonna sit down, sir? Oh, he's gonna flip it back. Get the factory. Now, what has Hero seen so far? Nothing. He's got Warp Gate finishing. Now, this is what the half wall is for. This exact sort of style. Now, of course, Clem can... Well, you just go around, which is... There's 3, 6, 8, 10. Glad they have the little counter. Makes it a lot easier. The Reaper also getting in on the action. The Hellions doubling back with the medevac. Gonna drop him out again. He's just giving up the medevac. 13! Oh, my. 5th. Okay, well, terrible, terrible damage. 16 probe kills with the Hellion drop. The only saving grace is, 1, the starport was on the other side of the map. Has to take the flight of shame back home. Though I doubt they'd characterize it like that. And 2, Clem definitely did not have his expansion as quickly as Hero did. So, it's actually 30 to 31 workers. He did lose the medevac and all the Hellions. So that leaves him with very few... There's just 1 Cyclone and 5 Marines. Which, and this is true, not very many Marines. So, Danger Zone is the area I would characterize Clem as being in. Gotta stop using that word. It's starting to lose meaning already. The starport, trying to get home. It's been a long journey. Will he blink in for it? Can he blink in for it? Technically, yes. Practically, it's not a good idea, so he probably will. Adepts, he blinks back. Adepts got into the natural. Killing 4 SCVs, actually, which kind of a surprising level of damage. The starport will be repaired. Spots the observer. But have you spotted second observer? Not yet. And there's no... The siege tank. Oh, he goes straight for the reactor. And then the tech lab trying to uninstall Clem's add-ons. Meanwhile, smoothly blinks away the starport once again in the air as it feels more comfortable that way, and it spent most of the game in purgatory like this. The bunker, 1 bunker salvaged, the other one there mostly decorative at the moment. These 2. Well, really Hero. Let's be honest. When I shake my head, this is not Clem versus Beyond. Or, I mean, Hero versus Beyond. This is Clem, who may have at one point taken after Beyond, but has kind of... He's like Beyond 10 years ago. Hero, on the other hand, is like Hero 10 years ago. And Hero flies the Warp Prism in. It immediately dies. He's going to lose every unit he can't blink out of the base. That was a disaster. What are you doing? Is a question I would ask myself if I didn't have complete faith that Hero had no answer to that question either. It's one of those like, okay, maybe you could, but I'm certainly not sure if you should. And now Hero is taking his 3rd, and he wasn't doing it particularly early either, so... Well, Clem does not have a 3rd command center. Stim is done. Combat shield done. +1 still pretty far out. He actually loads up a double drop, so Clem gonna try a drop instead of a direct attack, which he's maybe overestimating Hero here. Because if he just moved out with a couple tanks and pretty much all his units and a couple medevacs, there's like, there's 3, 4 zealots, 4 stalkers, 2 sentries, and there'll be 1 colossus. That's nothing. But a double drop gliding past some incredibly well-placed observers, that is something Hero can deal with. So Clem, I think, giving Hero the respect that he deserves but did not earn in this game. And it may cost him an opportunity. And the Stalker's ready to blink in. Guardian Shield belongs forward. Try to get both the medevacs. Gets one, gets two. Oh, Clem panicked and tried to save both, but they both tumble into the lava. Oh my. The hellscape continues to claim both players as units, but Hero turns that frown upside down. Metaphorically, because that would require having a mouth. Once again, how many times do we have to go over this? Technically none, but I keep bringing it up. So, moving on. Stalkers blink back. Alright, Colossus, scouting Colossus. Yup, that's a Terran army. Well done, scouting Colossus. Call me Bartholomew. No, I will not do that. Okay, Bart. Still no. How about Charlie? Okay, maybe. Clem challenged on the field. The Colossi and Hero again with the... Wow, saves the Zealot with the Warp Prism. Gonna warp it another round, and now this is a precarious position for Clem. He only has one tank. Has a bunch of Marauders, but that's charge slots underneath. Guardian Shield gonna help out. Widowmon cleared up. The force fields... Emotional support fields helping out yet again. Another Marine gonna keep him busy on the other side, but Clem forced to pick up that combatant Viking, take it out from underneath another building. Will be chased back into Clem's main, but there's no high ground vision. One Zealot. This is the expert at dodging Widowmine shots, all right? Call it the expert. Dodges 2 shots with it. There's a double... What? Double drop somehow slipped out. Hero comes in for another round. Warps in some more Zealots down on the low ground. He managed to keep his Warp Prism alive, which is a minor miracle. The double drop gonna take out the third base, but Hero's going for the game right now. Triple Colossus, only one Viking back at home. And with the Warp Prism to micro, and even without it, this is still a precarious... He's just gonna warp in while getting hit. Because of course he is. The Warp Prism will be taken down, but the Colossi are incinerating Clem's chances of taking the match. Look at the supply. Hero's done it. I'm not... What? Why? Where are you going? He's recalling home to defend against the drop as I guess Clem decided that a full base trade was his best chance. Clem is down to one more worker than he started with, and Hero strikes back in somehow an even more topsy-turvy gaming experience. But we're all tied up at 1-1. Oh, Hero. Why are you like this? But thank you for being who you are. I'd like to extend a formal thanks indeed. Well, we're going into Whispers of Gold, which, I mean, the comment section is also right there, but Clem, sending out an SCV at the beginning of the game, which is certainly one of the things you can do. It's a bold statement from someone who sometimes doesn't even send SCV scouts at all, but I have a sneaking suspicion this is not for scouting. You filthy, disgusting, beautiful, inspiring, conniving, sneaky, filthy... I thought it was a command center for a second. Terran. He's gonna slap down the barracks at the back of the natural. The most sharp and delectable and early game cheese. He's just gonna proxy... Oh, Clem. Does he bunker with it? I think so. I've seen him do this against Max Packs, and Max Packs did not take it seriously, and it cost him. Hero, unfortunately, didn't misclick far enough to actually scout the racks. Oh no, the alarm bells are gonna start ringing. Hero, there's no barracks in the main. He's gonna get a taste of that SCV. Clem, waiting, I think, to slap down the bunker until he has the Reaper. He's sticking around, so I assume we're gonna see a bunker. And here we go. And there it is. And oh, it's a disaster. Oh, it's a... Oh my. He's gonna get one probe, sneaks out. There's a stalker being chrono boosted out. And this is about worst case scenario for Hero. He went Nexus before the Cyber Core. He did not build a Zealot. And the bunker is going to be perfectly on time. Clem, with the finely tuned cheese. Finely curated here. And now, you know what pairs well with cheese? Obviously, balanced wine. The stock. Oh, the placement too. Magnifique. The placement so the stalkers can't hit it from the high ground, but he can still control the ramp. He pops out. Disgusting. Beautiful. And this shouldn't end the game, but the amount of damage being done. That SCV, the Reapers are closer. He keeps popping them out to dodge the... She's dodging the stalker shots with the bunker. Oh, I hate love it. And that SCV, he knows he's going to pop the SCV into the bunker the moment he takes a shot at it. Hero may lose, like, 3 Reapers should not counter 4 stalkers, yet here we are. That SCV, the real MVP. Woo! Overtime! A 4th Reaper, and now he might not be able to dodge the stalker shots. Oh, but a Cyclone! Oh, no! And the Reapers live. This is disgusting. Oh, I hate it. It's beautiful. Meanwhile, the Cyclone dodges back, but 2 stalkers are crippled. Warp Gate is finished, but Clem has an expansion nearly done. Pops another probe. SCV now repairing the clone. Well, Hero, the probes are pulled. The Nexus is going down. Actually eats the lock-on. That SCV! The Cyclones, the Reaper, a second clone! The Reapers are back in the bunker! Everything going every which way! But the Stalker count is dwindling precipitously! There's still 4 Reapers! The Cyclone can lock onto another Stalker! Dodges away! The SCV just... Protoss mission is based on movement! Meanwhile, the Reapers will save the clone! 11 probes dead! And Clem cleans house! Is this a perfect game? No. He lost a Cyclone and a Reaper, but I don't think there's any coming back from this, emotionally or physically, for Hero. Clem strikes back with a vengeance! Oh my, I don't think I've seen an execution so clean in quite a while. The Frenchman guillotining Hero in game number 3. Oh my. We just witnessed a murder. And Hero knows it too. Hero. I always love Hero for that though. Hero will play it out. He'll take a beat and realize he's been beat. And now we move on. Alright, I agree. Game over, man. You're not coming back from this one. But he makes sure that there's no more possibilities. Take stock of things. It is one of my main criticisms. It's not even really a criticism, but a complaint, really, about Clem is so many times he'll realize he's losing or lost and just tap it out mid-fight. Which Hero is sending a probe out at the beginning of the game. Oh, wow. There he goes. I was pontificating about something, but I believe we're moving on. Oh, he's just gonna scout right off the bat. Probes have already racked up a surprising kill count in this match, so nothing is worse. Okay, some things are worse, but not too many things, than losing an SCV to the first probe. And it happened to Clem at the start of the series, which is, considering the precarious balance of mental health that most Terran players fail to keep, losing an SCV to a probe can be a series-losing experience. Clem has managed to recover, and I can't think of a stronger rebuke than that. Finally, the Bunker Rush clickbait title that you probably clicked into this video for at this point, let's be honest, is actually true. Okay, Clem's done Bunker Rushes before, but that was a masterclass right there. A grand masterclass, if you would, in bunker rushing. The bunker wasn't even the key point. The bunker was just... It was like the stripper pole, and the Reapers were the stripper. Which, at first, when I was saying that sentence 3 seconds ago, I was like, that's inappropriate. But also incredibly accurate. So I stand by it and swing around without nearly enough core strength. The Reaper, I do want to point out, the SCV kept an eye on the probe for long enough to make sure the Reaper could take it out, which he does not want to let that probe out of his sight. And you know what? I don't blame him. Oh my. What a save. Shield battery finishes at the last possible moment, right before the Reaper shot finishes off the probe. Stargate on the way, starport for Clem. As we take to the skies, things are escalating. The Adept, do you recall it? Yes. Gonna eat a few hits, but gets back home. Reaper. The Reaper see that? No, did not see the Stargate. Wow, that shield battery did not... Feel like you could put 4 probes in gas at this point. That is quite a rough positioning on the shield battery. Yeah, I wouldn't worry too much. Actually hunts down the Reaper and takes it out. Phoenixes in production. Just hiding them. He knows he hid the Stargate, but Phoenixes can get you off to a strong start. Twilight Council and Forge on the way. A Forge already? Wow. The Reaper get... Wait, is that a second? Yes. Second Reaper. And he's gonna spot the double Phoenix, which is very important for Clem not to really counter, but not to send out that first medevac. Because if he sends out the first medevac against a Phoenix opener, it's not going to go well. Or at least the likelihood of it going poorly is very high. So, that scout a very big deal. And now the real non-hallucinated Phoenix will be driven away by the clone. He's going to have a second one. Hellion getting chased by an Adept at the Watchtower. Third Nexus is on the way at the 3 o'clock. And Heroes rushing into charge and +1 Zealot armor. A Star Charge build. In current year, Hero pulled out another one. He did like a magic 8-ball of Protoss builds, and it's been a while since we've seen this one. One of the more brute force style Protoss builds. Not even bothering with Blink. The fact he's going for armor. Usually prioritize the weapon upgrades, because most weapon upgrades scale better than armor. But this is all about brute force. The armor, and because Zealots have 100 HP but only 50 shields, obviously armor going to affect more of that. They have 1 base armor, which makes them kind of unique when it comes to early game units especially. He's going +1 air. And wow. +1 air weapons for the Phoenixes. And then maybe carriers? If we get that far, we're still pretty far out, but... and possibly mass charge lot underneath. Wow. That is, huh. And I don't think Clem's gonna see it for quite a while. He's working on the Zerg rocks, taking an opportunity to beat up on the Zergs even when they aren't in the series. The rush distance and the ability to maneuver around this map is so limited. Especially, well, if you were going to go for Stargate, this would be the map to do it. You might think something like El Dorado, but it's the... oh my god. Another Phoenix mating dance is happening. The belle of the ball. Oh. Why are you like this, hero? He has 4 different... he's like individually patrolled each of his Phoenixes. This is intentional. This wasn't like he just happened to do some awkward pathing. He individually patrolled his Phoenixes so they look super weird. I feel like he did that on purpose just to make me motion sick, but why though? There's no practical purpose. Then again, hero in a nutshell, right? Hellion will get sliced up by the charge lots. Hero's just taking the gold. Meanwhile, Clem tried to take his third and taking his sweet time in doing so. The Phoenix count up to 7. Robo. The first Robo is on the way. Stemming a bit forward to help take out the Adept. That is a lot of charge lots, and they're gonna have 1-1. It's been quite a passive opener here. Mass charge lot. Yet again, but very different than the Arrowhold. He's not even... it's just the Phoenix charge lot. There's a Star Charge. And how many Widow Mines? Widow Mines are the actual... okay, 9 Widow Mines is not a small number. I'm investing in the more Minecraft-oriented stuff. 9 Widow Mines is definitely a lot to contend with. Especially when you have 0 detection. So... I don't think that's ever stopped Hero before. And I doubt it'll stop him this game. But we'll see how it goes. Gonna try to pick up what he can. Some of the Marines gonna eat the mines with the charge lots. Some of them get their knees broken by the concussive shells and chased down. Clem trying to tag some extras, get a couple extra kills. Another wave of charge lots coming up. He turns it around. Gonna pick up literally whatever he can get a hold of. Another Widow Mine in the midst of everything. Eats it with a Phoenix. And moves that Phoenix away. Beautifully targeted there. Another mine being chased out, and Hero losing waves upon waves of Zealots as he's slowly drifting down in supply, but... is it working? For the 17th time this series, we must ask, is it actually working, or is this really dumb? Or both? Because it feels like Clem is building up that critical mass of bio, and there's no splash damage. He's just now adding a Robo Bay. He only has 1 Robo, so there's going to be no splash damage whatsoever. And if there's anyone who can micro against charge lots reliably, well, the Frenchman over here. Those Widow Mines still building up. He has a couple more. He's going to try to drag the mines into the Terran army and wipe out the Medivacs. He'll chop through the mines. He picks up the rest. Only 3 Phoenixes survived the onslaught. But Hero's suddenly up 25 supply. The kamikaze Phoenixes bring... well, the positioning is really horrible for the Zealots to engage. So he just runs off into the natural, where there's nothing to stop him from getting in. And the Widow Mines will make sure he doesn't get out easily. Even the mules pulled off. So I feel like that went really badly for Hero. But he has 5 bases, including the gold. So Clem is on 3 bases. At this point, Hero can throw away almost twice as many minerals and still come out even. And he's building Colossi. Clem is anticipating a switch into Colossi or something along those lines. He's going to be kind of surprised to see how long it's taken Hero. The medevacs are nearly out of energy. Oh my, that graphical glitch of this on that oh, the one-up zealots. Another 20 split off for the natural. The factory is just heading out, eviscerating the reinforcements. One of the ghost gets cut down so dramatically. The widow mines, the zealots just throw themselves right at it. Almost all of them badly bruised, the ones that survived. What a mess. 10 SCV is dead. The zealots, do you even know where you're going? They go through the scans. Clem moving to intercept, but the rest of the army is here. There's a Colossus. There's the surviving Phoenixes. I think he just EMP killed an observer. I mean, it reveals it. It doesn't insta-kill it, but they have like 4 HP, so effectively. But Hero, I don't think Clem knew about this base until this moment. He comes down to the watchtower and spots it, realizing that Hero has been aggressively expanding yet again. Extended Thermal Lance is about to complete, and Clem is now established a 4th base. He has a planetary fortress down at the 6 o'clock. The charge lots are ready. They're waiting. Double immortal production. Just throwing that in there. These Colossi almost sacrificial. Wow, that is so many zealots. He's got 33 zealots on the field. And I thought he'd just keep going. It's 2-2 versus 2-2. He's going to run by. Feel like Clem might want to put that factory back down and build some more Widow Mines, but they're both maxed out now. +3 ground weapons about to complete for Hero. 3-3 still pretty far off for Clem, which opens up a pretty wide opportunity for a cost-effective army. The Warp Prism casually phases in. He's picking up what he can. The last. Oh, the Zealots came back around for more, though they're stuck behind the Stalkers and Immortals. Immortals blasting through. Colossi getting good swipes off. And blasts apart the planetary fortress. And Clem is driven back yet again. The Colossi tumble down, but the Vikings are not enough to deal with the charge lots on the ground, and he finishes +3 mid-fight. Blink is just now finishing. Almost an afterthought here, which is crazy in this matchup. +3 ground armor about to complete, which will give Hero a 2 upgrade advantage for the Gateway army that is currently in fighting distance from the Terrans. More ghosts will go down, the bunker taken out. More opportunities opened up to get the damage done. Charge lot streaming in yet again. Hero really tried to lean on the upgrade advantage. 175 to 135 supply. Clem being whittled down to nearly nothing now. The Immortals continue coming up. He just doesn't even bother. Vikings hit the deck. 3-3 almost done, but will Clem have any units with which to use it? Probably not, because he taps out of the game. And we're all tied up at 2-2. What a mess. Somehow Hero, with the most haphazard unit composition, the aggressive expansion, and the even more aggressive attacks. Clem, not really scouting the ambitious nature of Hero's expansions. He took the gold base. This map isn't in the map pool. Yet, here we are. How are we playing on Abyssal Reef? Probably because the players weren't paying any attention and they picked it. And both of these players play in like 7 tournaments every Monday. So, we have no way to stop them, apparently, because there's no one who's referee who can talk to them. I guess they could try to whisper them, but they're just going to let it go. So game 5 will be on Abyssal Reef, apparently. The players just... You know, this might not even be the first series they've played on this day. Considering the big three are Clem, MaxPax, and Hero. And it's usually MaxPax and Hero fighting for the opportunity to face Clem in the finals. Which is what happened here. For probably the first or second time on this Monday. Whichever Monday it was. I'm not sure which one. Mondays are great for StarCraft 2 content. And hopefully that makes the rest of the week better. For all of you. So, it'd be awesome if you could smash that like button and subscribe for game number 5. Clem and Hero going back and forth yet again. And, well, the trend says Clem, as he won game 1 and 3. But, Hero... Get it. Wait, what? What? SCV? What is he doing? Is he really trying to do... Wow. The SCV, the emotional damage. And he just... Is he gonna leave? Yep. And that's that. Probe just leaves. Doesn't kill any SCVs this time. Ah. What a series. No matter how it ends. It could be 2 minutes, it could be 25. At this stage. What a crazy strategy out of Hero. It's a well-explored build, but it's so rarely done because if you know it's coming, pretty much you get 200 supply and you roll across the map. But Clem got kind of caught out, not really realizing the level of commitment that Hero was bringing to the table, which is always 110%, but it's very hard to recognize it. A Stargate yet again. He rejects your silly blink-first metagame and substitutes his Stargate. For better or worse. Exhausting. Well, medevac and cyclones on the way. Did he? He didn't spot. No, he didn't get anywhere close to the Stargate. Phoenix is on the way. Clem gonna put on that early pressure best he can. And we can do it better than anyone, so... Best anyone can, but that just sounds needlessly dramatic. He's gonna bring the tank, too. Tank barely pops out, immediately into the medevac, chauffeured away. First class service. Now this is gonna get weird, because the Phoenix... Why are you like this, Hero? Oh my. Here he goes again. The tank just boosting forward, and surprise, right on the bottom of the ramp. And Hero with almost no time to respond. He's going to have one Adept warped in. The Cyclone is in the medevac. He's actually just chewing through the Marines. Cyclone locks on, pushback. Viking getting involved. Adepts going to try to mitigate some of the siege tank damage potentially. I think he cancels that, right? No! He's right on top of it, chasing down the Viking. Picks up one of the Marines, two of the Marines. Dodges out with the Cyclone. Viking taken down. The siege tank is taken out. And, Did Hero hold? There's still the Cyclone to contend with, but he has the energy. He can chase this down, potentially. He's got the third Nexus just now started. Unfortunately for Hero, it was only after he was cleaning it up, but he gets the job done. Takes out the Cyclone. Everything else is forced to pick up into the medevac. And chased back across the map. And the Phoenix is not going to let it lie. And another clone on the way. The medevac is taken out and he gets to the high ground, breaks the lock. or I outranged it. Either way. A back and forth will continue. Liberator. Ready to siege up the Phoenixes. I think he's going to wait till he spots the Phoenixes out in the field. Finds another clone, but that one... Ooh, not ideal positioning. Liberator. Gonna drag the army back, and somehow Clem has the same army without the medevac here at the natural. The Liberator... No, 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 no! No! Oh, no! The Liberator! Oh, no! 12, 13, 14... It's... No! Oh, my! It's a disaster! It couldn't get any worse! Oh, 21 probes. Oh. Deja vu. I've seen Hero lose series like this before. He's done everything so well, but one Liberator. Just an economic disaster. That one Liberator killed like 20 probes. The entire main. A few survivors left to tell the tale. If that Liberator got half those kills, Hero would be in a commanding position. And he still is because of the Phoenixes, and there's nothing to answer them. The SCVs are out repairing the... Are they? Out repairing them? Oh, no. Oh, but the Stalkers! Here comes the tank! In the air, Stalkers on the ground. But Hero kind of fumbles it. And losing a lot of the Phoenixes. Oh, he's so close to turning it around yet again. But Clem, he's going to lose the Cyclone. And another siege tank. So close. But... And he's almost recovered in the worker count. The siege tank catches the Stalkers on the way back down the ramp. Ah, the one Liberator. And Hero's already caught up in probes, but the amount he has to recover is so dramatic. That's gonna give Clem time to build. Clem committed so much, he just sent pretty much his entire army across the map for most of the first 6 minutes of the game. He only recently finished up those extra racks, is starting stim and combat shield. I don't even know, does Clem, he knows the third base is likely. He technically only saw a pylon there, but he knows that it's already done. He doesn't necessarily know exactly how done. And how many probes. He has a very good idea of how much the Liberator got done, though. So, at this point, the only real path left open to him is building up into the triple threat, the Stim Combat Shield +1, and looking for that timing yet again. Oh, Hero. The most accomplished diamond player in all of StarCraft 2 history. Probe's back, looking for some kills. Spots the third base timing. Hero takes a fourth. And I think the best way to do it, just play it off from here. Play the game you're at. Don't worry about what's already happened. In fact, he may have already forgotten it. Single Stalker will spot all this. Charge and +1 done. The Phoenixes are going to gut the third base, but he has to come back to defend. Some charge lots actually just running by, and it's going to get weird. Again. The Zealots, he picks up the Marines to try to save the day, drops them out. Vikings coming back home. Hero has successfully dragged Clem's army back. He's going to kill a whole bunch of the SCVs. There's no missile turret at the third base. He's killing so many SCVs. Clem, without really any reliable defenses. The Widow Mines in the center of the map are going to clean up a surprising amount more Zealots and going to make it more difficult for Hero yet again. But Hero chewing through, picks up and knocks down another half dozen Marines, gets the SCVs as well. Hero has a 10 worker lead, but he's down 20 supply, which is quite a story. What a game. These two. Robotics facility just now starting. It's going to be Star Charge yet again. Kind of instead of a direct strategy, more of a haphazard stumble into it. But he works with what he has, and what he has are a bunch of charge lots. The boys! What are we doing? It all comes down to this. The boys are pulled off the line. Clem is going for the win right here and right now. There's no splash damage for Hero. Guardian Shield picks up the Widow Mines. He can maybe drag out some others. Not a single Widow Mine burrowed. The Zealots are fighting the SCVs. It's very hard to tell exactly what's happening under there, but it looks like Hero not confident. He's taking the winning end of this engagement. Trying to wait out some more time, wait out some more warpins. It's in his favor the longer this fight goes on. Observer nearby, but the Bio Ball's still doing a lot of damage. Phoenix is knocked down yet again. Nexus under fire, retreats with the probes, though may have to pull him as well. The sentries have a lot of energy for Guardian Shield and Force Field. The medevacs have very little for anything. The robotics facility is under fire. The Robo-Bay obviously done. Meanwhile, the Phoenix is eating the kamikaze shots from the Widow Mines. Knocks down another. Chrono boosting the Robo. Observer taken out. Probes pulled. He wants to save the Robo. He's trying. No! No Colossus. It's going to make it that much harder to deal with this. Clem still has 40 workers back. And he just pulled everything off the third. The medevacs, here come the probes again. Gonna try to help with this. Try to drag it off the line, but the Widow Mine obliterates another dozen. And I think Clem's done it with a couple critical hits to the probes. He pulls the boys. They hold the front line, and the Bio Ball, which has a combined health of like 2 Marauders, may be enough. A few more charge lots, an optimistic force field. Hero down 60 supply, and Clem. Well, he's got 4 Stalkers and a Dream. 2 Robos on the way. Hero will fight to the bitter and oh so bitter end. But Clem holding it together in Game 1. One of the most ridiculously strongly executed bunker rushes in Game 2. Or Game 3. And now in Game 5. Brings it home in one of the more hectic experiences and another average match for these 2 ridiculously strong gamers. 2 very different styles, nearly dead evenly matched. Clem takes it 3-2. Wow. He's done it again. Hero so close, yet so far. One Liberator undercutting his hopes this time around. I don't know how these 2 are so consistently able to put on games of this caliber, of this magnitude, of this concern. But I'm glad they do. And I hope you are as well. And I hope it made your day just a little bit better. If you got the means of motivation, it'd be awesome to check out Patreon. Thank you to our mule tier patrons bringing in the extra minerals. Big Jiggy Door, Mario Suit. But I hear liking and subscribing is still free. At least for now. So thank you for watching. I'll see you next time. Good luck. Have fun. Stay chill.